All right, we are live. I'm just going to post the link in the group.
Yep.
And let's see. And I'll post it in the mods as well. So share, copy. I see someone is joined. Go ahead and let us know your name and where you're from. If this is your first time on my channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. Tonight we're going to be assembling a heart shaker box. This is going to be a quick one. We're not going to be on here too long. And I know the lighting from this angle for me is bad. But, hey, Kenya from the city. I'm Genoa. I'm a crafty mess. Welcome. I did pin where you can get the link for the template that we're going to be working on tonight. So what I want to do is just quickly show you what you guys need to do with the file in Design Space. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail on that because this is more about the assembly of the template. Hey, Danae. Danae, I think we modded you the last few times we were on here, so check in and see if you still have mod status. If not, let me know and I'll try and figure it out. I'm not that great with this. All right, so I'm gonna share my screen over here in my Cricut Design Space. And then that table down there that says Briquet Amour, that's where I'm gonna be working from. So I'm gonna eventually turn this camera off.
Hi, Crafting with Cookie. Welcome, Danae and Ken. Is it Kenya or Kenya? Welcome.
That's Cookie. Hey, Cookie. Hey,
Oh, it's
Crafty
Cookie. Okay.
All right. So she has her own YouTube channel. Go ahead and check her out, Crafting with Cookie. And she also has a Facebook group. So go ahead and join her group as well. Danae, do you have your YouTube up yet, hon? I'm not sure if she does, but I do know that she has TikTok, Nene's Bougie Boutique. And Kenya, if you have a business or something you want to shout out, let us know. You can put it down in the comments below as well. Again, I'm Genoa. I'm a crafty mess here on YouTube and on TikTok and on no, just YouTube and TikTok, right? Tara, keep me honest. Okay. And then
Yeah, TikTok and YouTube.
Yeah, you can find me at Briquet and More, which is listed on the screen with the little sticker showing. That's my actual business name. So Crafty Mess is where I do tutorials. We do these live chats, and then Briquet and More is, I guess, supposed to be the official business page. But it's all me. It's all Genoa. Hey, hey, nice to meet all of you. And if you are returning, I think it should have like a little tool next to it or something. I'm not sure. We'll figure it out. I might have to call the YouTube expert and have her help me out. So what you're looking at on the screen right here is the template. This is what it'll look like once you purchase the template and upload it into Design Space. Let me just move this over so it'll be bigger and easier to see. Okay, so like I said, I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail. The template, when you upload it, it only has one of each of these hearts. So there's only one of these. I duplicate mine, and you'll see why I duplicate it. There's only one of these, and I again duplicate it. There's only one of these, and I duplicate it. We don't need more than one of this piece because that is the acetate window. When you upload your file into Cricut Design Space, the score lines don't carry over into Cricut Design Space. So if you've ever purchased something from Etsy, Precious Delights Canada sells a lot of good templates. Make sure you go check out her Etsy. Or any of these other sites, when you download it, a lot of the times those score marks, unless you go in and you change them yourself, they're going to be cut lines. And it's just a, I think that's just a Cricut limitation, right?
From what I know, some people, when they have the templates, instead of having the solid line, they have dashes. So
right.
That way the machine will just do those little like perforations.
Right.
Rather than having people having to change the solid line to a score line, some of the templates will have the perforations. But yeah, when you upload a template to Design Space, it makes it as a cut line, so you manually have to turn it into a score line.
Right.
Noah, is your screen blurry or is it just my screen?
The one with the Cricut Design Space on it?
Yes.
Not to me, but I don't know. You guys let me know. And Cookie, is it blurry to you guys?
Because as long as it's clear to you, that's fine, because that's what's recording. But on my end, it's blurry.
It could possibly be because my computer has been giving me so many issues today. So, you know, it would be the day that we're going to go live that it wants to.
Okay, no, so Kenya said it's fine. It's my end then. No, not a problem.
Okay. Now, as in the title of her name, she is in Canada. She's up in Quebec. So we're all over.
Yeah, with all the snow. Yeah, we're going worldwide.
So if you're not familiar with that, there, you know, I can go into a little bit more detail in a separate video, but for the purpose of tonight's video, because we just want to come on and mainly show you how to make the template, make the box. What you would do is you would highlight the piece that has the score line. Now, I've already changed mine, but when I first brought it in, instead of it saying score, it said basic cut, just like this one. So what you would do is you would click on it, you'd go up to your operations, and you change it manually to score. There's a second step that's required as well, because once you've changed it to score, then you'll have to attach it. So you can do that by highlighting both of those pieces and then hitting the attach down here. If you want to highlight both pieces, just hold your shift button down and click on both of them. And you can see that they both are now highlighted. And then I could go down and press attach. It's already attached, so it's not going to give me that option. Again, if you guys need a more detailed explanation as to how to do that, then we can always do another video or a different live. I'm assuming that you guys have downloaded a template prior to this, because this isn't one of, I wouldn't say, I don't know, would you say this is like a moderate?
Yeah, because this is definitely not beginners.
Yeah, this is definitely not a beginners. I say probably is a moderate. No. It's not advanced. It's definitely doable. But at this point, we would assume that you have, you know, downloaded a template prior to this and are aware of how to change to score lines. If you need more explanation on that, then you can always message me or comment, and then we can do it.
I do have In my playlist, I do have some videos of how to change a solid line into score line on my Precious Delights Canada page. So if you guys want to check that out, because usually when I do a template and I upload it to YouTube, I do a video of how to change the solid line into a basic cut to a score line.
Right. So
So
what's
they
going
can check that
to
out.
we're premiering this live, but I am going to be doing an actual video with the template. And so in that video,
Perfect.
I'll do the explanation, but we're premiering it live. So we're going to assume that you know how to change the score lines. But it's
Yes.
pretty simple. You're just going to click on it. You're going to go operations, change it to score, and then you have to highlight the piece, both pieces, and then attach them together so that the score line is attached to the piece. So again, the only other thing is that, like I said, I duplicated this heart, and this heart because it just makes it easier to hide the little mistakes. Okay, because again, this isn't a beginner's template; it's more of like a intermediate. All right, so once I have the pieces, the size that I want for them to be, once I have all my score lines changed and then attached, and I have duplicated the pieces that I want to duplicate, then you would just go ahead and hit make and send it over to your mats. Now, I'm going to see if there's any way I can consolidate these so that I don't have to have so many pieces of cardstock. I don't know. I may have
Yeah, you
to.
can move them around and flip them around.
Yeah, I'm looking. I don't know if maybe these two are, because that's hanging over 6. That's hanging over. Yeah, I'd have to make it a little bit smaller in order to manipulate them all onto less pieces of cardstock. I don't want to make it too small because I do want you guys to see. So I'm going to
Well,
highlight everything. And then, what's up?
I was saying, when you made it previously, it was on 12 by 12 paper?
Yeah, and it was a lot of cardstock. So, because I made it big. This is the one that I made before. You see how big it is.
Okay. Because I was able, like I told you before when we were talking, this one was all done on one sheet of 9 by 12. I didn't do the
and it's
shaker
so
part, but the
small and
shaker part,
cute.
yeah. So all these pieces here for the whole thing, I didn't duplicate the hearts and stuff, but all the pieces from the original template all fit on a 9 by 12.
That's because you're a master paper crafter, girl, and obviously you don't make mistakes. But
Oh, girl, no.
I need to hide my
Yeah,
little
whatever.
hiccups and mistakes on mine.
No, I make mistakes, but I didn't think about doing I didn't think about it because it was just it's a demo one I was doing. I wasn't doing it to give it to anybody. But if I was selling it or giving it to somebody, of course I do the extra hearts or throw some tissue paper in there.
Right.
I can't be bothered.
Yeah. So the first couple of times I did it, I was like, dang, yeah, this is a little hurt, but it gets better each time. So I'm happy with this one. This one is still going to take 2 pieces of the darker cardstock, but that's fine. It's still just 3 pieces of cardstock and a little piece of acetate. So I am okay with that. So I'm going to change my material to acetate, and then I'm going to, well, actually, no, I'm not, because I already have my cardstock loaded on my mat. So I'm just going to go down to my second mat and begin there. And that is just regular 65-pound cardstock. I'm going to edit my tool because I don't like having to take my scoring wheel out and my blade out and change it around. I'm too lazy for that. So I'd rather just use my old school scoring stylus. Okay. And all right, so I'm gonna remove this camera, but then you tell me if you can still hear me, Tara.
Yep. Did you say something? I don't hear nothing.
Can you hear me?
Yep. Yes. There's an echo. Remove the camera on one and the mic on the other.
I did. I took the camera off, but let me try that. Is that better? Can you
I
hear
see
me?
you. I can hear. Okay, so talk now.
What up, yo?
What up, yo? Yeah, I can hear you and I can see the other camera. Perfect.
Okay, perfect. So you guys don't have to see the back of my face.
Beautiful locks.
Yeah, my beautiful locks. There you go. Okay, so I am going to stop sharing. I have my Cricut right here next to me. So I'm just going to load it. And I have my scoring stylus in there. And we'll hit cut on that. So while it's cutting that first sheet of cardstock, I just want to show you this is what I was talking about. I made some holographic stickers today. And I think they turned out so cute. They're
Oh, they are
Valentine's
really cute.
stickers. They have little hearts on their hoodies and beautiful hair. I really like the way they turned out. So this actually was the first time I was successfully able to get the holographic vinyl down and still have my machine be able to cut and use my registration marks.
How are you managed to do that?
All kinds of glue and stuff underneath my fingernails. You said, how was I able to do that?
Yep.
Carefully. So I cut my holographic paper down. It comes in sheets, and it has these marks on the back that make it really easy to be able to measure and cut, just where you need to. And so I cut the sheets down so that they would fit just within the registration marks.
Oh, that's smart.
So I didn't put it over the registration marks.
Very, very smart.
Okay, so I have my first cardstock. Now, this middle piece I don't actually need for this project, but I'm keeping them. So I have a little pile over on the side now of these little hearts that were in the middle. I can use those on a different project. So I just need these two pieces. And then move my little stickers out of the way. And then I'm going to move my little scrap pieces over to the other side. Okay. And then I'm going to actually keep this because there's a lot of good paper still left on there. All right, we'll get our second piece of black. So I've done a purple one so far and a pink one. And now for this tutorial, I'm doing black. So this was the first one that I worked on, and I can see like all my imperfections and everything on this. I filled this one with some flat back rhinestones. And then this one I actually was in the middle of working on. I didn't finish it, but this one was purple. And this one I put flat back pearls. But you can fill it with what you want to fill it with.
Yeah, that's pretty. I like the black one.
What, this one?
Yeah, with the pink background with the flat back pearls.
Yeah, this one is it's purple, like a dark
It's
purple and
purple.
a light purple. And
Oh,
yeah, my lighting is horrible in here.
yeah, but it's still nice. It's nice. I like it.
But you can fill it with flowers. You can put beads, glitter, sequin. I wouldn't put anything like that you'd want the person to use because then they'd have to tear the box apart. So like I wouldn't put like candy or anything like that in it because eventually it's gonna be closed. But I could definitely see maybe putting like some flowers. And while I'm talking about flowers, I have this little box that has like paper flowers and stuff. So what about that? Fill it up with some tiny flowers.
Cute. So you can just decorate it however you see fit.
Pretty much. So I have all these little flowers that I had cut off of something else that I was working on. You can see those being kind of cute inside the black box. See if I have enough of them. Maybe even put some of the little leaves in there too, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a reason
Is it
why I
deep
don't
enough?
throw anything away.
Is it deep enough for the flowers?
We shall see. I may have to cut the little like these little things, take those little things off the back of them, but that's not a problem. Now I've had this box in my closet with these little flowers in it. No lie, maybe 2 years. That's a shame.
So that's why for 2024, we're not buying anything. We're going to use what we have.
Yeah, we're gonna use what we have. I think it kind of be cute. Throw a couple of little leaves in there, maybe too. All right, so I think that I'm gonna fill my box with these little flower remnants. Move that. Unload on that. And my back is turned to my computer, so I cannot see comments.
I can. Ghetto and Tea Apparel says hey. And after that, there's no comments.
I'm trying to be delicate, but not really, because I'm too impatient. But I don't want to rip all my little tabbies off. Okay. So this is the piece for the top of the box and for the bottom of the box. If you don't want to create the little shaker element part of the box, you actually don't have to. You could make the box just like this and then fill it with candies, put like some tissue paper and some little candies and stuff in it. And it would be fine and pretty just like that. I believe, Tara, you might have one that you made without the shaker, right?
Yeah, I made it with just the window. And my window is messy because I'm using old masks from COVID days from 2020 because I didn't have acetate. But for me, I don't mind the scratches on the acetate because I'm just going to add some glitter to that, give it some sparkle. But mine doesn't have a shaker on it because it was too small.
Right.
So if I'm going to do a bigger box, then yes, I'll probably do the shaker part. But yeah, that's the smaller one, and mine fits in my hand.
Okay, perfect. So, I'm thinking.
I'm going to try the shaker one this time on the live.
Oh,
with the small one. I didn't know exactly how to do the shaker part, so I said, let me wait till we come on live. So I just did that other box just to get a feel.
Mm-hmm.
So what part are you going to work on first?
I need to finish getting the other stuff cut out. But
Okay.
Usually I do the bottom first.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm just trying to figure out what color I'm going to do the inside of this one. And I'm thinking I'm going to use this. Isn't that pretty?
Oh, yes.
So this is some designer series cardstock. That
I like that.
In a paper pack. I couldn't tell you how long ago. It's been quite a while, though. I know that. So I'm going to do my shaker portion with that designer paper. And then the last thing I have is my acetate window, and then we can begin assembly. And then we're all set. Thank you, Mod, for joining. I appreciate having you guys here. Y'all are the best. So we used to do this every Friday night, go live and do a craft and have a craft and conversation. We took a hiatus last year, and this is our first one since decided to start doing them again. Right now we settled on Sunday bi-weekly, so every other week. But I'm going to be going more times than that during the week. So I just need to know what days work for you guys. What days and times.
Oh, and if you're not already following Crafty Mess on TikTok, please do so, because she hit her 1K and she'll be going live on TikTok as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did that. I did that. Now you have no choice. No prisoners. I mean, everybody's a prisoner now. You have to come onto TikTok, help her get her numbers up. She's gonna go live. She hit 1K in less than a week? Because you started off at 2 something, then you got the 1K in the same week.
A little less than a week, yeah. Okay.
There you go.
Ooh, this is so cute. Okay, and then I just need to cut out my window. And then we're set. Don't want to tear that out. And I still have plenty of paper left to do something else with it. Okay, so what did I do? Here we go. A little acetate. You can see I have several windows that I cut out on this same. Well, maybe you can't see because it's acetate. Duh. So I'm just going to go and change my materials to acetate because we had it set on cardstock. for the other pieces and then go ahead and get that cut out. Okay, I'm gonna get my glue. I haven't been able to pay attention to what you're doing. Did you use glue or tape?
Yeah. No glue. I'm just using regular white glue from the dollar store.
Okay. All right, we're all done. Everything's cut out on the Cricut. We're ready to assemble. Here's my little acetate. Okay, so what I typically like to do is start on the bottom first, but I don't know that it really matters. So I'm just going to arrange my light pieces together so I kind of keep it straight. And then these are the same, but two of them go with those hearts, and then two go with those hearts. So my acetate out the way. So these are the pieces for the bottom of the heart box. The first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take these two pieces, and you notice that they have tabs on the end of them on both sides. Just get some glue, and you're going to connect those tabs together to make it one continuous piece. So I'm going to get my glue. I'm using Art Glitter glue. Using a little bit more wiggle room, but the downside to liquid glue is that it can be very, very messy.
What I do is I put a little layer of glue and then I kind of take it off and let it get tacky before I start assembling it. Or I put the glue on the interior on the heart and like kind of smush it so that it won't be as messy. You just need it to be tacky, because this thing will keep on wiggling. That's why I said this is not a beginner's thing, because it'll uncurl. And a good thing to do is if you can curve the piece first, just give it a slight curve in the direction that you need it to go. Like what you would do with ribbon. So like my pieces, I kind of curve them a little bit, just so that they're a little bit easier to handle.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so then once you have them together and it's all one long piece, then I just go ahead and bend over on those four lines. They're pretty simple to do because they have them at, I've made them as peaks.
So you connect the two long pieces together first?
Yeah, I find it easier for me to do it when it's all one piece.
Okay. No, I do it two separate pieces.
Okay, so just bend them over at the little score line. All right. And then this is how I assemble it and why I went ahead and did two pieces. So I'm going to show you how I do it. And I make all my little mess ups and my mistakes. And then I use this second piece to cover it all up. So I like to start at this part here in the heart, the little dip part. And I'm just going to add a layer of the glue. Doesn't need to be thick. And then I take my piece and I bend it like this. Excuse me, and make sure your score lines are. I bend it like this. Hold on one second. I'm sorry. Sneeze. Ooh, excuse me. But thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so let me do it. It's easier if I do it like this. Okay, so I take it, I fold it, so then I know it's gonna line up where I want it to, right? It's gonna go right there. And then I just go a couple of these at a time and just hold them down. So I have my paper down and the tabs at the top. Can you see what I'm doing here?
Yep.
And then I just go around and hold them down for a few seconds until they stick. And this is the tedious part because you do want it to, keep contact. And then I just slowly just go around. You don't want to put glue over the whole thing because then by the time you are able to move on to the next part, it probably would have dried.
Yep.
Okay. And do another little section. Same thing. Fold the paper around the heart. Hold it down for a few seconds until it sticks. And then move to the next version. And I'm not worried about if like a couple of them kind of stick up a little bit, we can fix that. And it's not going to be seen. So this glue that you're seeing on the paper, I know it looks sloppy, but no one is going to see that.
I gotta do mine off camera because it's too hard to hold in the camera.
And you can see that I've been putting together a few of these today. After we got off, I think I put together I put together the purple one after we got off earlier. So it does take a bit because you want to hold it down, let it dry a little bit before you move on, but it is very doable. And like I said, any mistakes that you're making, that's fine because we're going to cover our mistakes up and no one is going to notice and they're not going to see. They're just going to see a beautiful finished box at the end. So I'm kind of pressing down with my finger on the top and then pressing up with my finger on the bottom. Just to make sure. The second reason why we cover up is not just to hide the mistakes, but it's actually going to reinforce the box as well. So it's going to make the box more sturdy. I maybe should have thought before I chose black because I have no idea how that's showing up on camera.
The black?
Yeah.
It looks fine.
Okay. I'm just holding from the top, pressing down, and then pushing up at the same time to make sure those little tabs. So I got that one side done. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the other side. Same technique. I'm pressing the paper up from the bottom and down from the top and holding, and then going in slow sections. Now, if the tabs were bigger, definitely I'd probably do this with
Tape.
double tape. But they're very delicate, so. So Tara and I were talking about this earlier. For some people, Sunday is the beginning of the week, and then for others, it's the last day, a wind down before Monday comes and work and school and all that starts all over again. So, what were some of the things that you guys got accomplished this week? For me, I am proud about the fact of finally reaching my 1,000 on TikTok. But I also post it every day. Um, I wouldn't say every day, multiple times a day, but at least once a day I post it on all my platforms. And I got my author's copy of my book last week, which I just have some final little editing that I have to do before it, um, will be ready on Amazon for you guys to order, or you can order directly from me as well. And if you guys are interested in learning KDP, how to get a book published on Amazon, then hook up with Tara, and she's doing 101 classes
Yep.
showing how you can become an author yourself. Thanks to taking her 101 class, I actually have two books that are done or you're in the final, stages or what have you, and one that I'm currently working on. So thanks,
Congratulations.
I can add published author to my list of credits.
Accomplishment. There you go.
Yeah, so definitely hook up with her to take the class, and we're gonna be doing more classes and stuff as well. So I'm gonna still do these live and show you how to put together templates and stuff that we're selling, but we'll be doing some classes and stuff as well. All right, so I know this is tedious. I'm still working on this bottom part of the box, but I just really want for everything to stick. So I'm taking a little extra time to sit there and hold it for a few seconds to make sure that it isn't going to shift. And then I can move on to the next part of the assembly with confidence and not worrying if my bottom of my box is going to unravel or come apart. Okay, so we only have a little bit left to do. Once you put a few of them together, it'll go a lot faster. I can tell you that this may seem like it's tedious, but the first few times that I put the template together, it was much, much worse.
Well, yeah, that's why I did the pink one last night just to make sure.
Yes,
Crafting with Cookies asking.
Always want to give them first.
Crafting with Cookie, what kind of glue is that?
That I'm using art glitter glue. It is my favoriteest glue. It's a little bit on the pricey side compared to, just glues that you can pick up in the craft stores. But for me personally, as a paper crafter, it's worth it. It holds really, really well. I haven't had anything like come apart once it's fully assembled. And not only does it hold well, but it does dry clear. Yeah, and I like the little bit of wiggle room.
And mine is Tacky Glue Craft Glue from Dollarama. We don't have Dollar Tree in Quebec, so it's Dollarama.
All right, so I have all my little pieces for the most part down. I see a couple that are sticking up, but I'm not going to even too much worry about it, because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the second piece that I duplicated, and I'm going to put glue all over that, and then I'm going to put it on the bottom of this. So it's going to cover all of that. So it's going to cover all that excess glue that seeped out. It's going to cover the little folds, triangles. First couple times that I put the template together, I put these on the inside of the box. And then I really didn't like the way that looked. So I figured I'd put them on the outside of the box and then just duplicate this piece so that I could cover up my mistakes. So.
Oh, wait. So wait, your triangles are on the outside of the box?
Yes, ma'am. It's much easier to assemble that way.
So wait, never mind. I'm not saying nothing.
What?
I put mine on the inside. Look.
Yeah, I did that for my first box, but I didn't like it. I think this looks more finished, doesn't it? Without the triangles on the inside.
And then you put the extra piece on top of it on the back.
Yes. So then I take the extra piece and I put it on top of it, so it hides all those triangles and all that glue and all that other stuff. It reinforces the box as well. It makes it a little bit stronger because now there's 2 layers of cardstock.
Okay.
Sorry. I said I had them on the outside.
No, because I had started mine before you had started yours, because I wanted to make sure I can at least be not too far behind. And what I was going to do is later on cut another heart and put it on the inside to hide the triangles.
Oh, yeah. I was going to do that the first time that I put it together, but I found that it was much easier to get it on there. So, okay, so this is purple. I know it probably looks darker than that because, like I said, my lighting is horrible. But you can see that you don't see any of the triangles on the inside. So I did the same thing where I put them on the outside, on the bottom of the box, and then I took the second heart and covered it. Now this one, it's on the inside. So you can see the hearts.
Yeah, and then I would put another piece of another heart on the inside, just slightly smaller, so it fits in there to cover those. The same thing that we do with the baseball cap boxes.
Right.
They have the extra octagon that goes on the inside.
Like I said, I find it easier to assemble. Like this trying to fold it and have that in there, like that was way too hard. It was much easier for me to take this and wrap it around it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
This one was a little bit more difficult. So this one was easier. I wrap it around the outside, and then, like I said, I take the second piece and put it on the bottom, so it covers all of the little imperfections. You can't see any of the glue, any of that. So we have the bottom part of our box together. Okay.
So do you do the same thing with the shaker part?
Yeah. Well, yes and no. Yes and no. So
I'm waiting. I'm not touching nothing else. I'll wait for you.
You did the sides already?
I didn't touch nothing else besides the bottom part.
Okay, so let's go ahead and let's do the same thing with the next 2 pieces. So I'm going to connect at the tab. Let me just fold the tab first. I'm going to connect at the tab because I like to have my piece all in one. If it's easier for you to work with them separately and then connect them, then by all means do what is more comfortable for you.
Nope.
So I have those. They're even, just giving it some pressure so that they'll adhere to each other. And then, like Tara said, you just want to kind of bend your paper. It does make it easier for you to be able to maneuver it a little bit. So I have 2 of these pieces here. Same thing we did last time. Just go ahead and bend at your score line. Bend down your little triangles. Where's Tracy, y'all? We're missing Treese and Noonie and Rika. Okay, so same thing with this. It's easier when I take the part right where we have put them together at and put it right in that middle little dip of the heart. And same thing, I'm gonna wrap it around the outside. So I'm not gonna try and put it on the inside. I'm gonna wrap it around the outside.
No, wait, my mind's not computing. You're wrapping on the outside.
Yeah, so like instead of having this piece like this flat down and then taking this and bending it like this and trying to make it, go around like that,
Mm-hmm.
I take the piece and I put them on the outside.
Oh, okay, that's why you have the other part cut out too, so you can cover it. Okay.
That's why it
makes sense.
So I do it on the outside.
Okay.
So it's just easier to manipulate for me. But
I understand.
whatever makes it easier for you.
No, I'm gonna do it my way. Because I saw it, but in my brain it's like, that's not right. Don't do that. Don't do it. So I'm going to do it how I've been doing it.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the easy way out.
But I like the fact that you put the two pieces together first. That makes sense to my brain. Because it makes it easier to align.
Yeah. And I can put it right there in the middle. That's a good starting point. That dip kind of lets it sit right there and hold it for you as well. I know that's the way
I still start at the bottom. I'm still starting at the bottom part. These tabs want to play with me.
Yeah, it's easier for me to just hold it. And then when I'm doing it like this, like I said, I'm less anxious because I know that whatever little mistakes that I make or whatever little imperfections I might have, it's okay because I'm going to cover it right there.
Yeah, makes sense.
I'm not going to see it. And then, whoever I'm gifting it to is not going to see it.
It makes total sense.
So I have to move a little bit faster on that part.
I gotta do mine off camera because I'm blind as a bat. And I don't have my glasses on.
I hope it makes sense to everyone else as well what I'm doing. So while I'm gluing these tabs down, I'm kind of pushing up with my finger, you can see, and then I'm pushing down with my thumb until they stick, and then I move on. It's also helping me to make sure everything is aligned and as snug as possible because I'm like pushing the papers together. I'm making sure they're really connecting. There's no spaces in between. So I know I showed you guys the other day, the people that are friends with me on Facebook, that I did my own nails, and I was so happy.
Mm-hmm.
And why, like 2 hours after I did my nails and posted and all of that, one broke, and so you don't have to take them all off. I couldn't have a broken nail. I was so upset. I can't remember what I did, but I just remember whatever it was like a real dumb move. And it was like as soon as I did it, I was like, why'd you do that? Right? But it was too late and I broke my nail. And so I was like, they have to go. All of them have to go now. Okay.
You
So I
couldn't
think,
fix it?
what did you say?
You couldn't fix the nail?
No, because they were press ons, you know?
Okay.
And I had broke the nail. Now I know how to put the press on. I could have just I could have took that one nail off and did just that one nail over. But yeah, that wasn't the way my brain worked. My brain was take them off. So that was very short lived, y'all. Probably for the
At
best
least you can
anyway.
say you did it.
Yeah, for the best anyway because I type so much better without nails on, and um I'm always in paint and glue, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it's gross. Moving right along. Almost done with this top piece, adding the sides to it, and then we can move on to the shaker. Now, I also went to the craft store last week to get some t-shirts for an order that I had to do, and I picked up some new like dyes in the
Oh, the ones that you
clearance.
showed me?
Yeah, in the clearance section. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna figure out something that I can do with that for Valentine's Day. Now it's supposed to be like a Christmas. I guess that's why they
Mm-hmm.
put them on. So what have you. But we're gonna turn them into Valentine's Day. And then Murphy's Law. As soon as you say you're almost done, now it's taking like forever.
Yep. Because the one I did yesterday did not take me this long to do it.
So while we're waiting for this glue and stuff to set, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and that you have the notification bell on. Share out this live, you guys, with your crafty friends, and like the video. Please give it a thumbs up. Trying to get back into the algorithm. It's the hardest part about taking a break is that, sometimes you have to start over to get back into the algorithm. So a lot of our earlier videos have thousands and thousands of views on them. The later ones, not so much. That's my bad for not being consistent. But life happens, and what I'm not going to do is let YouTube stress me out. So if I have to take a break, then that's what I have to do. But I would appreciate if you give this video a thumbs up and share with your crafty friends, and hopefully we can get back into that algorithm. Also, make sure that you're following Precious Delights Canada on all of her social media platforms,
Thank you.
and that you sign up for her class if you are interested in getting the book up on Amazon and Kindle and all that good stuff. Okay. All right, so I'm at the end where I'm gonna attach these two pieces at that tab there. And then we're just gonna hold that and make sure that it sets. And it's gonna give it a little pressure from the inside and from the outside. You really want to miss it. So I see a couple little tabs that are kind of sticking up. I am going to get those some love. Okay, so here we have the top of the box. You can see all the little glue and imperfections and all of that, but we're not going to worry about that. We're going to cover that up. So this is the piece that we're going to cover it up with, but we have to do our shaker part and adhere the acetate. So I'm just going to clean my acetate off a little bit. And by cleaning it, I mean rub it on my pants. Okay, and I'm just going to take a thin layer. And my glue go around the window.
That's it. I am using an old face mask. And I'm going to trace out what I need to trace out, which is about here.
Okay, so now you want to take your acetate window and put it to the heart. And I'm just going to take my little weeding tool and just kind of go around here. It's here and that's what it looks like from the other side. Find out the glue and stuff on and that. I'm going to put that over there. Okay, so then the last part of our box, and we're almost done, is our shaker. Okay, so with the shaker, shaker is a little bit different. I'm going to start by doing the same thing we did for the other ones, which is taking the pieces and connecting them together at that little tab. This one is a little bit more delicate and small, so it might be a little bit harder to locate it. So I connect the two pieces and then hold it with compression. Okay, and then you can take it and give it a little bendy, make it more pliable and easier for you to work with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go ahead and bend the score line just on one side to begin. And with this piece, one side goes up, one side goes down. So that's why I do it like that. And this one's just it's not difficult, but just, a little bit more to bend it because the cardstock, that designer paper, is a little thicker than a 65-pound cardstock. So. Okay, so this one, because I'm using paper that's different on the back, I need to make sure that I have it turned to where the white side is on the back. And then we're going to do the same thing, take it and wrap it around and glue it. So it's the same process with all of the pieces. I know it can be tedious, but it's the same process. So I'm going to start in the middle at that bend part.
Precious Pieces says hi from Illinois.
Hi, Precious Pieces. Good to have you here.
How do you say? Is it Illinois or Illinois?
I'm from Cali. I don't know if I'm saying it the right way or not, but I say Illinois.
We say with the S. We say Illinois.
I don't say it with the S, but that doesn't mean that I'm saying it right. Like I didn't find out until I didn't find out until you and I became friends that I was saying Quebec. I was saying that wrong.
Well, a lot of people will say like when you say queen, they'll say Quebec. It's not que. It's not like queen. It's que. Q-U-E is que. So
Yeah,
we're Quebec.
I've been saying Quebec. Quebec. That's what it is.
But that's what it is. No, well, you guys can say Quebec. That's fine. But they're saying like it's queen, like Quebec. Q-U. And that's not the right. You can say Quebec or Quebec. That's fine, but not the Quebec. I've heard it called so many different things. I even forget how to say it right. So I just say I'm from Canada.
The Canada goes along the entire United States, so I'm not familiar with your provinces and where they're located geographically. So I don't know.
I live here.
Automatically assume that everybody was on the same time zone because I'm like, if I go straight to Canada, you know.
Well, I lived here my whole life, and I still don't know exactly the order of our provinces and territories. And I don't know exactly where all the time zones are either. I just know that after Ontario, it becomes like 1 hour, that they are ahead or behind. No, behind. The further west you go, it's 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours behind. No, BC is 3 hours behind. If you go east, they're 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hours ahead. But I can't tell you, and I can't name all the provinces. But we are the length of the states. We just don't go down. Whereas your part of North America is, you go northeast, southwest. We just go basically east-west. So, like, you have northern Quebec, southern Quebec, whatever. But the rest of our whole country does not go as far down as you guys.
So you see how this is actually easier to see what I was doing because the papers are contrasting. But this is the same thing I did with the other pieces. I'm wrapping
okay, makes sense.
The bottom of the piece. So this is what it's going to look like from the top. But it's just
easier.
I
understand. Okay.
Yeah, to hold it this way, I can put pressure from the bottom and the top, make sure everything is sticking. And then we, are going to cover up, like I said, any of our imperfections. So the extra piece that we copied and cut out is going to go on top of this. So this will not be seen. None of this white is going to be seen.
That makes life so much easier. Oh.
Apologize. I didn't think about the fact that the black on black, that it would be um, difficult to see what I was doing or why I was doing it that way. So the first couple
Okay, it
times
makes.
that I did
Mhm.
not do it that way, and it kept popping apart. It was like a headache. It was a headache.
Oh, I like your way much better. It makes sense. I can visually see. I couldn't understand before.
Right. So yeah, that was my bad. I didn't think about visually what that would look like on camera. So now that you have the contrasting papers, you can see exactly what it is that I'm doing and why I feel like it's easier to do it that way.
Yeah, because with the same color paper, it looked like you were doing it my way. I'm like, I don't see the difference. She's doing it on the inside. I don't
No,
understand.
I promise you, I'm wrapping it around the bottom.
She's lying to me. She's
And then
gaslighting me. No,
adding that other piece of paper, like I said, it's not just hiding my imperfections and my glue, it is reinforcing my box.
oh, like I was about to say that this is not my ministry. I will not be making them again. The way you're doing it, I'll pump them out like there's no tomorrow.
They're not hard. Like you just have to get through it a couple times, and then from there, it's not hard.
No, I just don't like it on the inside because you're fighting.
Right. Right.
All right, well, I got 2 boxes then. I don't know about the shaker part because I'm trying to figure out how you're going to get that in there.
This is my shaker part that I'm working on right now.
Okay, so that's the bottom part of the shaker where you're going to put all the stuff.
Yes.
And then the other part sticks to the top of the box.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
So then at that point, the triangles are on the inside.
Yeah. Well, they'll be in between the layers. Okay. So now I just have to hold the little corner there. I'm done with this piece as well.
Okay. I love that pattern paper.
I've had it for so long. It's like one of those paper. Well, I don't know. I'm speaking for myself here. For me, it's like one of those papers that it's so pretty that I just every time I go to use it, I'm like, I'm not yet. Not yet. Not yet.
Yeah, and that's the reason why you have probably like 3, 4, 5 different sheets of that piece of paper, right?
So this is what the inside of the shaker looks like. This is the bottom of the shaker. So this is the shaker mechanism part. I could just go ahead and add this piece to the top of the box and then do that and then be done. Or you can go ahead and add this shaker element to it as well. So we've wrapped one side of the tabs around the bottom of the box. Now I'm going to take the extra piece and I'm going to put glue all over it and then glue it to the bottom so that we cover up those tabs. So this is the same technique that I did for this. And yeah, hopefully this will go ahead and just cover up everything. Just do my best to just line it up as best as I can. And then I turn it over and then I just take my little weeding tool and go around and pressure. Get that glue to really make contact and everything will stick. And so I've just reinforced my shaker part as well by putting that bottom piece as covering all the imperfections. Okay. So now with this top part of the shaker piece, this is the part you're going to put all your filler inside. So what you want to do is you want to fold these down. So they're going to go out instead of going inside.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that way, when you put glue on them and you're going to push them up, they're going to stick on the inside of the heart.
So we're going to take this and we're going to attach it to the piece that has the acetate. So it's going to lock everything in there so none of your bits fall out.
That's why I couldn't get last night. That's why I didn't do it. I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, so
It wasn't 2 and 2 was not making 4.
Now they're
Okay.
looking at it. These are going to be too big to fit inside there, but that's fine because the pattern paper looks really cute and that's a cute contrast to the black. So I think what I'll do is I'll put some like little gems. So I have these little, they're 2 millimeter crystals. So I can put some of those in there, or I can put some sequins. Or we can do the pearls like we did for the other one. I kind of like the pearls.
I like the pearls.
Yeah, me too. I think so. I think we'll go with the pearls. So I'm just gonna kind of pop them in there and try and put them with the flat sides down. Get different sizes.
Wait, I just lost my glue. Oh no, I just lost a whole bottle of open glue.
I did that the other day.
Whew, okay, found it.
And then it was right in front of me.
No, it was not. It was under me. It's right under me.
I'm just gonna put these in there with the flat sides down. And once you start shaking them around, they might turn around. I mean, it's fine. It doesn't really matter.
Okay, I'm going to attempt it.
Now, you know what I think would be really cute is to cut out like some words out of cardstock, like glitter cardstock or something, like I love you, happy Valentine's Day. Like make your own little like Valentine's Day confetti. You could put that in there too.
Oh, that'd be really cute.
So I'm gonna kind of mix it up a little bit and add a couple of these flat back little rhinestone things in there too. And I don't really know why I'm taking the time to strategically place them because once I start shaking it, it's gonna do what it's gonna do.
It's the perfectionist in you.
But these boxes are super, super cute. You could, do one with like hard candies that aren't going to go bad. Like, if you want to do something like some M&Ms or something like that. The only thing is that, like, I know, like my fat butt, eventually I'm going to break the card open so I can get the M&Ms.
My heart just hurt thinking about putting M&Ms in there. No.
Yeah, like eventually the M&Ms are gonna have to come out. So that's why I say I wouldn't recommend doing it with like actual treats because I'm gonna rip your box up, man, to get treats.
Like you can get the clay looking M&Ms, the cabochons, the fake M&Ms, and put those in there. If you want to make it candy or fake candy hearts from Temu, and stick those in there.
Oh, conversation hearts would be really cute. Those are popular for Valentine's Day.
Yep.
Those conversation hearts. I never liked them. Even as a kid, I used to hate when I would get those. They taste like
chalk.
Chalk, exactly what I imagine chalk would taste like. All right, so I'm gonna cover these up. I didn't overfill it. Move these out of the way. Okay, so then on this piece, what I do is I take the glue and I just kind of dab it on these little tabbies.
Okay.
Go Go and dab, dabby, 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 dabby on your tabby. Oh, I'm a rapper, a rhyme, I'm a poet. Dabby on your tabby. Yeah, boy. I don't know why I went Flavor Flav, but yeah. I digress. Okay, and then I just eyeball my little top piece here.
Okay, so I'm liking the outside part. Yep. I'm going to be doing the outside part more often. It makes more sense to me.
And then I kind of carefully flip it over and try and like manipulate it to make sure it's not, and I'm not seeing as much of the little, white part of the box.
Mm-hmm. So wait, let me try to get that one in there and this one in here. It takes some getting used to doing it the opposite way because I'm still trying to tuck them in as I'm doing the outside too. So I got to pull them back out.
So I can see where I got like a little glue on there, but I'm not really too concerned with that.
And it's handmade, so there's going to be a little
Yeah, and
errors
that'll
here
dry.
and there.
So I'm not really worried about it because it will dry up clear. And then this part you can use tape if you want to, but I'm just going to go in with my glue and I'm just going to put glue all over the top because then we're going to take this and sink it over this. And guys, if you're watching this, don't be intimidated. It's only taking me this long because I'm showing how to do it and trying to explain and taking my time to make sure that I'm doing all of the, I'm in here working myself. We're pushing these babies out after the first time.
Yeah, because even for me last night was my first time doing it. It didn't take me as long, but trying to hold it in the camera too is hard.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a different angle. But yeah, it's not hard. It's not a beginner's thing, but it's also not an expert. It's right smack dab in the middle.
Right. Now doing this part will take a little bit of manipulation because you have to get that border over that little shaker part.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not bad. It's not unbearable. And I can see where I got my little glue. Wipe that off. And then I just do the same thing. I take my little tool and go around the edges to make sure that you're applying pressure so that the glue adheres. So you can see the white glue right now because it isn't dry. But once it dries, you won't see that. So just keep checking, going in, seeing what areas I might need to press down again. Add a little bit more pressure. And you can use whatever you have. You just need something that's small enough that you can stick it in there and you can kind of just rub it around. So once that glue dries, like I said, you're not going to see it anymore. But we have it all finished now, so you can't see any of my score lines. On the bottom, it's nice and clean. See that?
Well done.
This part is nice and clean. And then you just take it and put it on top. And like I said, if you don't want to do the shaker part, you don't have to do the shaker part. You can just do the top and the bottom, and it'll just be a window box, and you'll just see straight down into the box. But this is what it's like if you want to actually do the shaker part. So that one's filled with some flat back pearls and some flat back rhinestones. So there we have it. There's the purple one we did earlier that had just the pearls. And then the pink one is much bigger. You can see side by side. They're all different sizes. So I have them. We have the daddy, the mama, and the baby.
You got the whole family.
The daddy, the mama, and the baby. But I hope you guys enjoyed the cute little tutorial. Oh, there you are, Noni. I was asking where you was. Tutorial. Like I said, you can put pretty much anything you want into these boxes. Thank you for coming on with me tonight, Tara. I'm putting together some boxes too. Now, honestly,
You're welcome.
do you think that you would do another one of these?
Another box?
Yeah,
Like the heart ones, or just another box in general?
the heart ones.
Oh, heck yeah. I'm doing it on the outside. Yeah.
You said I'm doing it on the outside. And so
This I can do.
I can't put any of these on the inside, but look at that.
It takes a little bit of finessing.
Yeah,
No, I'm going to make some more. I'm going to make some more.
Look at this. What do you think?
I love it.
With the little flowers on the outside. You can embellish them any kind of way you want. You can put maybe some rhinestones or something on the outside. I just like the cute sounds they make when you shake them. This is what it looks like before all the glue dries clear. And we've really reinforced it. So that's what it looks like on the inside. All your shaker bits are going to stay in there. I love them. I'm going to add some extra little embellishments to the outside of my box, I think. I'm going to use up these flowers that I've had in the closet. Because I don't know, I keep doing that, but I like the way this looks with the little flowers. And I think maybe add some of the little greenery some kind of way. I'll figure it out. I'll make it work.
And then you'll post it in the group so we can see what it looks like.
Of course, of course. I love the way it shakes.
Mine's a little bit more difficult to do because I made it really mini. So you see how small my heart is?
Tiny.
So it's a little bit harder for me to manipulate, and I have to make sure all the holes are closed up. So if I use the glitter, it doesn't go right through.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's chunky glitter, which I don't think I have that much of. So I'm gonna let that dry. And then I work with a company.
Glitter. I was like, there might be like tiny spaces for it to go in. But
yeah, but I'm gonna put a layer of glue just around it, just to close up the holes. But see, I work with a company called Glitter This Canada, or glitterthis.ca, and so I have all of this beautiful glitter.
Oh my goodness!
And they do ship to the States. Look at that.
Oh my goodness, that one is the one right there. When you pull that one out, oh my god! Let me have
this one here.
Yeah.
This one's called Imagine. It's an iridescent chunky glow mix. So I'll probably put that in there because it's a little bit chunkier. And then I also have this red one. So I might mix a little bit of both. This is Marmalade holographic chunky mix. So like they do mystery boxes sometimes. Like, so this week was $75 worth of glitter for 25 bucks. Like, I love this one. I love the frosted. And they're glitterthis.ca, but they do ship to the States.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, I love this for my mermaid stuff.
Because I'm envious that you have all that beautiful glitter.
Girl, I haven't. That's nothing. That's just one order. Because I like my mystery boxes. We don't know what we're getting in the mystery box or mystery bag. So that was my first order. This is another one. Look at that. The sugar plum is beautiful. And then I like the pink too. Pink opal. This is beautiful. It's a prism shifting one, color shifting one. Like, I'm addicted to glitter. This is nothing compared to what I have. But then there's like extra super fine mica powder, like super, super fine. And then this one is similar to the one that you liked. So this one here is a thinner version of this one. Yeah. So this is Imagine, this is Frostbite. And they're beautiful together.
Those are really pretty.
So yeah, I'm loving glitter.
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of glitters. I have a lot of mica powder.
Look at this one. Eat My Shorts, Bart Simpson.
Eat My Shorts.
From Bart. Yeah, they name them after like friends from the TV show or some sayings. And then they have like they name them after different parts of the galaxy. Like glitter is this is my crack. I am loving this stuff.
Not your crack.
Well, for me, yeah. And then watch, I'll probably never open these. I'll probably reorder and never open because it's just too beautiful to open.
Well, that's how I feel about my papers, and that's why I have so much paper. And yeah, because I don't want to cut it and get rid of it, and I don't know. Sometimes it's hard because
you're afraid it's going to be discontinued. You're never going to get it again.
You can't find it again. It's like
yep.
So.
I was the same way with stamp sets and inks and stuff like that and dyes. So I got doubles and triples of so many different things. We have issues.
I'm not claiming your issues, friend. Well, that was it for the template tutorial for this evening. I do thank you guys for joining us. We'll be on 2 weeks. We haven't figured out what it is that we're going to do. But I am going to be going live on TikTok. Make sure that you're following me at A Crafty Mess on TikTok. Make sure that you're following Tara as well, Precious Delights Canada, and I don't know. I don't know what the next one will be, but you guys are going to see the back of my head again. So I don't know if everyone was here in the beginning or not, but before we came on, I made some stickers, and these, I don't know if you can see, can you tell or not? They're holographic stickers. So
they're cute. They're so cute.
That are here from the Facebook group. If this is something that you want to learn how to do, let me know. And if this is your first time here on the YouTube channel, leave it in the comments. Let us know if you'd like to learn how to make stickers. Not just holographic stickers, but any kind of stickers. So we do die cut stickers, kiss cut stickers, holographic stickers. I'll show you some of the holographic papers that I got. So this one is this is like clear, like a clear holographic. I don't know if you can see the. And then this one, I really want to do a video or a tutorial using this one. This one has stars. I don't know if you can see, but it has little tiny holographic stars. Is that translating on the camera at all?
For me, I'm delayed for some reason.
I don't know if you can see it. It could be my lighting, which is not all that great here in the office. But it has these little tiny holographic stars. Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's any in here, like a little. I'm just going to cut like a little tiny little corner. And I'm going to So much glue on my finger.
You and me both. Looks like my skin's peeling off.
Yeah, that's what. I swear, can't have anything done.
Wait, I'm trying to figure out how am I going to get this in the shaker part. All right.
The corner of it. Yeah. So this is giving me such a hard time.
Oh, that's going to be so cute.
It doesn't want to feel for me. There we go. It's almost good. Okay, so I'm just gonna put a little piece off and put it on a piece of black cardstock and see. Does they see that? Or is it still the same?
It's better.
Little stars, little sparklings.
Oh, yeah. We see the reflection of the camera, overhead camera, but you can still kind of see them.
Yeah, it's just a little tiny piece that I put on a piece of cardstock. So you can see. Like little tiny,
Oh, I did it wrong.
tiny stars.
I did it wrong.
So I'm excited about trying that out. But if you guys want to learn how to do stickers, then let me know. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be to learn how to do stickers for you to sell stickers, because that's not everybody's thing, right? But I can tell you, even without selling stickers, as a business owner, stickers come in handy with my branding, especially. So, whenever I'm shipping anything out, I'm putting the stickers on my packaging and stuff like that. So, even if you're not going to sell them, if you're just going to use them for yourself, they definitely.
Who doesn't love a good sticker?
Oh, God, you remember back in the days when we have sticker books? I mean, I had sticker books.
Yeah. Same here. We take the photo albums and use those and put the stickers in the different. So you have the puppy stickers, you have the scratch and smell stickers, you have the glow in the dark stickers.
Oh, the best.
Yep.
Puffy stickers, gel stickers. So I love stickers. I have a whole big bin just full of stickers. So I'm one of those people. Prior to learning how to make them myself, I was always buying stickers because I think they're just freaking cute. But now that I know how to make them better. So I know that I want to do
stickers make people happy
for stickers. And then Tara, we need to figure out some type of craft that we can do using these colored shrink film.
Color shrink film?
Yeah, so remember we were doing the Shrinky Dinks to make the gibbets for our Crocs?
We didn't do that.
I did I hosted a class with you on Facebook showing people how to do Croc gibbets.
The gibbet?
The first time that I had ever gone live, and it was with you.
In the group. Yes.
Right. How soon we forget. Well,
I'm so used to us doing stuff here on YouTube that I forgot that we started off in the group.
Yeah, we did. We started off in the group. So during that time when I was doing the Croc gibbets, I purchased these colored sheets of Shrinky film. Of all these colored sheets of Shrinky film. So we need to come up with something that we can do around that. All right, guys. Again, thank you for joining us this evening. If it was your first time, welcome. Make sure that you subscribe, turn your notification bell on, Share this live with your crafty friends, and please give the video a thumbs up. Leave a comment below. If you are returning, welcome back. So great to have you here. Thank you for being the best part of the channel. Make sure you're following us on all social medias, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.